Hello and welcome to my astronomy nights. In this video I'm looking at M67, the Golden Eye cluster. Messier 67 is located in the constellation of Cancer. This is one of the dimmer constellations of the zodiac, but you can find it easily by locating Regulus in Leo and Pollux in Gemini and just looking for the halfway point. At the halfway point you will see that little hazy patch of the Gh5 cluster, which is Messier 44, and then around this you want to locate that upside down Y shape of the constellation of Cancer. So to find the cluster itself, first locate Alpha Cancri. This is Acubens, and then to the west of this star about 1.5 degrees. This is about the width of your finger at arm's length. You will see the open cluster. You can pick this up in a wide field eyepiece, binoculars or a finder scope. For locating the target, I used a 32mm wide field eyepiece at 1000mm focal length, and I was able to fit Acubens and the target within the same field of view. For collecting the data on this target, I used a Panasonic Gh5. This has a micro four thirds sensor. I used it along with the Skywatcher 200 PDS telescope, which has a 1000mm focal length. I collected the data on this target over 2 separate nights. It was about 45 minutes on each night and 90-minute total. It's past meridian now, so you do have a shorter amount of time to collect the data on this, but the good thing about open clusters and globular clusters is they don't need as much time on them as the fainter galaxies. Messier 67 is one of my favourite targets to observe, and it's a fantastic example of an open cluster, and it's just one of the most beautiful clusters you can observe through a telescope. For my observation sessions on this target, I used the 12-inch Dobsonian f5, and to start I used a 32mm wide field to locate the target, which worked because I could keep Acubens within the eyepiece, and then on the edge I could see the cluster itself. And then I moved up to the 16mm Nirvana. I found this was the best view of the target. It kept it really crisp and there was great contrast with the background. And I also put some more power on it then by trying out the 7mm Nirvana, and I found it still kept some really good views on the core of the open cluster, but the best views were definitely through the 16mm Nirvana. This is a great open cluster to visually observe. I found it was fantastic through the 16mm, and I happened to observe it both on new moon and again with the moon out when I was locating the target, and it holds up really well under moonlight, but you do lose a little bit of the contrast. So if you're trying out a visual observation on M67, or you're trying a bit of astrophotography on this target, do let me know how you get on in the comments below. And once again, thank you all for watching. See you soon.